Welcome to Fred Achando Analysis, ladies and gentlemen. Kindly subscribe to our channel if you're watching us for the first time. Tension between the Kenya Kwanza team and the Azimio la Umoja continues to boil. Wanaichemsha. Today, Raila Odinga is meeting the Azimio Brigade in Jacaranda. And in that meeting, people expect that Raila is going to give a way forward. This meeting is really giving William Ruto a lot of headache because they don't know whether Raila is talking about boycott of services and products, whether Raila wants secession where the Azimio Brigade would want to form their own government and pay their own taxes. They don't know whether Raila wants a revolution. So this is something that they are looking for. But that is not the only thing that is happening between Azimio and Kenya Kwanza. The Sunday Nation is revealing that the new DCI has summoned Raila Odinga to explain the claims of the whistleblower about his win being 8 million votes against William Ruto's 5 million votes. And this is even going to add to the tension that already exists between Raila Odinga and William Samoei Ruto. Now, there are a few questions that comes to mind when you hear that the DCI is planning to probe Raila Amolo Odinga. And I want us to answer just about 3 questions about this probe. When the DCI decides to summon Raila Odinga to the headquarters to shed light on the authenticity, because they are saying they want to know the authenticity of the documents of the whistleblower. Now, number one question is this, ladies and gentlemen. Raila Odinga and the Azimio Brigade have said that they don't recognize the government of William Samoei Ruto and all the staff that work under William Ruto. Now, that includes the director, the DCI, Director of Criminal Investigation. So, in the event that Raila refuses to obey those summons, saying that he does not recognize William Ruto, neither does he recognize the DCI. Now, what will happen next? Because the law requires that when you are summoned to appear before an officer like the DCI and you decline, then a warrant of arrest is supposed to be released. And that means that they would want to arrest Raila Odinga. With the temperature, the political temperatures heightened to the highest level, what do you think will be the result of arresting Raila Odinga? I have asked this question before, but I want you to imagine the supporters of Raila Odinga reading or watching on TV that Raila has been arrested. What will happen? You know, your guess is as good as mine, because the country will be plunged into irreversible turmoil. I dare say that cannot happen. Number 2, if Raila tells them that, okay, let us go ahead with the investigations, but first open the servers, because according to the claims of Azimio, they say that there were about 3 servers. I don't know, one in industrial area and another one in another country, and they are saying that the courts refused to order the opening of the servers, because they say that is where they base their claims. So if Raila challenges them to open the servers, do you think they will open the servers? Because Raila might just say, let's go ahead with the investigations, but open the servers. You and I understand that they will not accept to open the servers. In 2017, when the Maraga team ordered the servers be opened, the Uhuru government declined, because they knew that when you open the server, the rot within that server will be seen. Everything that you did will be unearthed on that day. And so, all these investigations might not happen because Raila will challenge them and is going to. Raila will tell them, it is a simple thing. Just open the server so that from there we can look at it together. The ICT department from the DCI, the ICT department from Kenya Kwanza, and the ICT guys from the Azimio, so that Kenyans can watch in the full glare of the camera. What exactly will happen? I dare say again, they will not accept. And let me ask the third question. If they go ahead with the investigations and they find the authenticity and determines that indeed Raila's win and victory was stolen in Bomas, what will happen? Will they hand over Raila's victory to him? Will they find Chebukati, Abdigulie, and Bamulu culpable of these crimes against electoral justice? What happens? What if they come for it and they bite where they can chew? They are pushed to the wall, you open the server, let us do this investigation, and they find that Raila actually won. What exactly will happen, ladies and gentlemen? These investigations are meant to do one thing. They want to identify the whistleblower. This Kenyan has remained elusive ever since he blew the whistle. Whether she's a woman or a lady or a gentleman, we don't know. But this guy has become very elusive, and they really want to know who he is. There are some claims that Chebukati has not retired. He has only left the physical office in town, their main offices. But I understand that he is working day and night to try and find out who this person is, because it bothers them. His claims carries some amount of truth, and that is why they really want to know who he is. And by trying to go around, beating around the bush that they want to know the authenticity of the claims that Raila won, they simply want to know the whistleblower. And you see, Raila Odinga knows very well that they must protect this guy. I have always said on this channel that if you look at the witnesses at the Hague court, most of them died. If this guy is found, he will suffer the consequences of revealing what happened. The first whistleblowers that we ever saw were the Cherera team. They are the guys who came out and said that we want to distance ourselves from the result of Chebukati. And you see what happens to them. The Luchelule team is already biased. When you look at the investigation, the inquiry, Donald Kipkorir, who's the Irene Masis's lawyer, the only commissioner who has remained, who has refused to resign, Donald Kipkorir has put Chebukati to task, asking questions that Chebukati, exposes more rot in that divided IEBC. So, if going by what is happening to the Cherera team, you understand that this guy must not be exposed under whatever circumstances. And Raila knows that. And you cannot compel them to tell you who, because in the process, the DCI has got the right to ask, who is this, so that we bring him on board to shed more light, and you know what that means. The last thing is that these investigations are only meant to justify the supposedly President Ruto's win, because the whole of the government have the Kenya Kwanza ally. This team has continued to demonize Raila Odinga with these claims that he won, with these claims that now they don't want to recognize the government of President Ruto, and all the planned demonstrations or the rallies that are ahead of them. So these investigations they just want to justify that William Ruto won. Look at the biasness with which they are investigating the Cherera team. The president himself, William Ruto, had condemned the Cherera team and called them names. And if you look at Marjan, the way Marjan dismissed his deputy, in fact, he took the intervention of the courts to reinstate that deputy pending the hearing of a court case. So it tells you that the whole of the Kenya Kwanza team already have got a formed opinion. In fact, the court found out that Marjan acted like a prosecutor, a judge, and decided to kick out his deputy. So all these investigations are biased. They can never be proper investigations, because this DCI is working for the government. He's working for William Ruto. So the DCI and Ruto is one thing. So it will not work, because in fact, I can assure that if they go ahead with these investigations, they will come up with a verdict that Raila is spreading propaganda, and they will come up with a justification that William Ruto won fair and square. The last question: if Raila is found guilty of peddling lies, like they say, then what happens? What are the charges that he faces? And so there is I just want to submit to you that the drama continues, and this year I'm afraid we are going to be subjected to a lot of political theatrics, early campaigns, and the government will not even sit down to implement their election promises. One person who suffers most in this saga is the ordinary man, the hustler, who William Ruto promised several things. The hustler has been forgotten. The new hustler in this game is 2027, which is more important to William Samoei Ruto than any other person. I don't know what you think, ladies and gentlemen, but that is my take.